guys, we're eating 육회 today.
육회.
맞아요?
It's the raw beef, and you put the, how do you call this? The yellow part. Egg.
Yolk.
Yolk. So you put yolk and mix it up with yolk.
This is like one of my favorite. Like I love this dish here. It's not spicy, but I just love this dish here. So that's what we're eating for dinner here.
I love this stuff. This is like the perfect.
I literally don't know why we have ramen, pub. Why do we have all this food in front of us? Also, we're gonna have, this is like cheap makgeolli. I literally love makgeolli. This is one of my favorites. It's like a rice wine. What are we talking about today?
Today we're gonna talk about the common things between Korean and Black Caribbean Americans.
First thing is fried chicken.
Yes, we are maniacs.
I was so shocked to find out that you guys love fried chicken this much. I don't know who likes it more. We've been trying to answer this question. I don't know.
Also, I heard the internet said there are more number of fried chicken restaurants in Korea than the whole number of McDonald's around the whole globe.
Wow.
So next, 노래방. Korean love singing.
Korean culture is so similar.
Only difference is we Koreans judge each other so much, so we don't feel comfortable singing outside on the street. We only have to like be in 노래방 to really sing.
Right.
But I kind of saw like Americans don't care that much. If they like want to, they will just sing on the street.
Black people will sing everywhere, every time. There is no experience like a black church. Everybody is singing.
Yeah, she's been telling me that. Black church.
Yeah, black church is crazy. I'm gonna bring him. I love Korean like karaoke culture. It's so fun because I feel like in America when we go to karaoke, like I don't know, I'm always nervous. I don't want to sing. Like, what if I'm bad? And we think about these things. But Koreans in karaoke, they just get in there. They go for it. You can be the worst singer. The worst singer will still be loud, microphone all the way up, really going for it, especially ballad. You guys love ballads.
And also there's a courtesy 노래방 manner among the Korean that Westerners don't really know or are aware of. We're gonna talk about it later.
Tell me now, what the hell?
Yeah, okay. For example, you cannot sing songs in a row. You have to stop.
And Westerners know that.
No, actually, I have met couple like Westerners 노래방 hang out together.
K-ba-K.
And K-ba-K.
K-ba-K. 4x4.
Yeah, but it's really bad. So Koreans don't do.
Yes, that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, I know some Koreans that like they will go ballad after ballad after crying.
Oh my God! Never let go the mic.
They never let go. It's so true. That person. And also, that's everybody. That's not like.
Okay, well. Oh, I kind of like never really seen.
It depends on how like so in Korean like in 노래방 people drink as well if it's 술 노래방. So like if it's like 술 노래방 and people are getting like tipped and wasted, then like yeah, that's common.
Yeah.
I think more common than if people were drunk and you have that one drunk lonely Korean guy in the back.
Title. We care about titles.
Respect. This is totally true. So there's some families and some people in America that where you can call your mom by her first name and it's okay, you know, like but for black family no can't.
Korean too, we really care about like
I'll have it.
Like title.
This might be just Caribbeans. I'm not really sure because I'm Caribbean Black American. But even if it's your like a friend of the family, it's auntie. It's auntie blah blah blah. It's never. I have family members. I didn't even know they weren't like blood family like my whole life, and I'm just finding out because they have to be auntie or uncle.
Right. I think it's quite similar because if you're friends and if you're meeting your friend's mom, we also call them 어머니. And sometimes for Koreans, when we go to like restaurants, small restaurants, mom and pop's kind of like place.
이모.
Yeah, we call like old women 이모, which means auntie. Yeah.
Or 누나.
All the titles.
But there's definitely a lot more titles in Korean like culture. I saw in Korea it could be a problem if you call someone outside of their title, you know? If they should be only to you. For me even like I'm Western, so I am really careful about it. If they're older, I ask age first. Oh, 미사예요? How old are you? And I check. Oh, you're older. Okay, 언니. I think also like discipline, because some families in America don't have this, but definitely growing up, I was definitely, my parents were, I think, a lot stricter. And I know in the Caribbean before, similar to Korea, where you would get hit with a ruler. In the schools.
I mean, these days I'm not sure because you know, I'm too old to know like what's going on these days in schools. But when I was like growing up, I was being like beaten up like everywhere, like 학원s. They like this particular 학원, like piano. I was like learning how to play piano.
You play piano?
When I was small, like when I was really a boy,
so
right?
No, anyways.
Right? No, not anymore. But like the teacher hit with this like heavy plastic stuff that I don't know what it is. He hit the fingers always, and then it just kind of like scares me off and of the piano. And also like at school, you kind of like have to kneel down on the table. Then they the teachers have like a big like giant like something like a club, and hit your thigh like thigh. Some teachers like carrying around like again this big like weird twisty or something, and they beat you like here.
Oh my. Next is the food. Spicy food. Again, maybe it's Caribbean, Black American. I'm not sure. You guys like let us know. But I love we love spicy food. Caribbean food is so spicy, so spicy. I don't think you could handle it. So when I come to Korea, everyone's always like asking, oh, is the foreign okay with spicy food?
Right, everywhere still.
Everywhere, yeah.
But I'm not the one who's not okay, and she's fine.
I love red soups in Korea. Every soup that's red, every jjigae, everything. I'm not a fan of soyeongtong because
soyeongtong's not red. That's why.
Yeah, it's not like
it's not spicy.
Yeah, it's
for,
really like flat.
Seoul people. The soyeongtong is from Seoul, and it's the people like me.
The next thing, I think the old people like in Korea and Black Caribbeans are savage. Savage.
Yeah.
You know what savage
is? Yeah, sure. Savage. There's even an old movie, The Savage. It was a wild man in the 60s.
No. The savage is
wild, but like super like really honest, really brutal, really like, you know, like crazy, rude, like doesn't care.
Rude, crazy ass. I see.
what's the word 정해?
Not that.
배려가 없어.
배려 없어.
배려 없어.
배려심이 없어.
배려 없어.
배려심이 없는. 배려가 없는. You can say 배려가 없는. 배려심 is like a noun.
Okay.
Anyways.
뒤집어. Anyway, Caribbean old people like no filter, no nothing, like they will hurt your feelings your whole life. So I tore my ACL, so I thought I would have to get a surgery for it. And so I go to my grandma's house and cry on her couch, and my grandma like I felt like my physical condition was like really high, and I was like, oh my god, like I don't want to have to get a surgery because of the ACL. I won't be able to work out. I'll lose my physical condition, and I was like, I'm gonna gain weight because I won't be able to like exercise. Like, what am I gonna do? And I was like, just in tears. And she said she was knitting, and she's like, oh, don't worry about that. And I was like, what? Why? And she's like, oh, you're already fat, so like you don't have to worry about getting fat.
I am the one, the way your son don't need
I was like, what? I just kept looking at her, and she just kept knitting.
That's not your grandma.
Well, I think in general, Korean old people, like, because of like respect, they kind of just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And like, it's the same as Caribbeans. They like, you cannot talk back. If a Caribbean old person is lecturing or telling you something, your answer is, okay, yes, ma'am, I understand, ma'am. And here, there'll be a long line of people. Korean old people, they will just cut the line. Oh yes, they push you. Yes,
push everyone out of their way.
Like it's not even like a oops, sorry. It's like a like push, they're like, all hands. I actually in the trains, if it's crowded, I will walk behind the old people because I know there'll be a clear path behind them because they already pushed everybody before me. So I was in the sauna, the Jinjilbang, and I go in there, I'm changing and stuff, and the old people, and I hear it. I knew it's me. It's always me. I turn around and they're like, and the whole time they're like grabbing my, so they start grabbing my ass and they're talking about how big my ass is. And they start slapping my, just like slapping my ass, like, and they're watching it jiggle. They're losing it, and they're doing. I go, what should I do? Like, what should I do? Really, like, guys, what should I do? And they stay, like, then we go in the sauna. They're like, oh, come and let's go. We go in the sauna. Let's go together. Yeah. So we all go in together. We're all like doing the Oshawa walk. I'm going with them, behind them, like naked, butt naked, going there. And one of them gets up and looks over, and she starts like telling me, oh, that
you have to lose the weight here, 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 and here's how you should lose the weight. Do this, like to lose weight in your arms are fat, you know?
So now we're all together, me and like 5 old ladies in the sauna, we're all like this, like, and then they're telling me, oh, then you'll get a boyfriend, don't worry.
I also noticed in Korea, a lot of like women are looking at your ass.
That is so weird.
I was curious, like, why they're looking back at us like 5 times, like, and they were looking at like your ass. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't have a Korean, but that is.
I think it's kind of like shocking to them.
This was the first thing he said about me when he saw me. That's what we have for you guys. Like and subscribe down below. Let us know if you guys have been to Korea and you think blacks or Koreans like fried chicken more. Let us know what you think, because honestly we are not sure.
Yeah.
And if you've had any moments or experiences with old people in Caribbean or Korea that are also crazy and savage, like, please do let us know. Bye guys.